Welcome into the channel, everybody. I'm the Bizman, your host here, and I am coming to you with my first video for this channel, and I am excited, guys. I am very, very excited. All you drivers out there, anybody in logistics, whether you be Uber, a truck driver, you name it, if you're in logistics, specifically if you're on the road, or have anything to do with the road, this channel may be something for you. I just want to give that quick disclaimer. Of course, I can't give legal advice. I'm not going to give financial advice. Now, with having said that, I am going to talk about things that have worked for me throughout the time of this channel. And I hope that the things that I do kind of, I've learned a lot of lessons the hard way. Hopefully, that means that you guys don't have to learn the same type of hard lessons that I did. Now, let's talk about my credentials. I was a truck driver for many years. I was an owner-operator for a few of those. Had to hang up my hat, and I came back home. But I wasn't unemployed for very long. It was a little bit of an emergency departure, but here I am, alive and kicking. Having said that, I did not wind up staying in truck driving, and I wound up going into banking. And at the same time, in the quest to go ahead and advance my career, I went ahead and got myself a degree. Right now, I am in my associate's degree. I just finished that, and I apologize, I misspoke. What I meant to say is I'm in my bachelor's degree with an associate's degree in business administration. So during this conversation and everything having to do with any future topics, I believe that I am well within my means to speak upon wisdom as far as that goes, and financial advice, financial information. I believe that I'm well within my skill set to go ahead and do that. What is the purpose of this channel, guys? It's not really to spread the gossip. I gave that a shot, just wasn't my thing. But what I do like to do is spread knowledge. I find myself to be a knowledgeable person, and what is the point of having that without spreading it as much as possible? Guys, again, this isn't legal advice, this isn't financial advice, this is talking about what happened to me, as far as like what worked, what didn't work, anything along those lines. Right now, this one's just going to be a video, but I'm sure we're going to do a podcast, get some other drivers in here, talk about what works for them, what doesn't. The other thing that I want to say is I started with making this specifically for drivers. However, the end goal is to get this for anybody in logistics. So guys, if this doesn't apply to you, please by all means do not take this advice. This is simply what worked for me and what didn't work for me. And if you're in Uber, Lyft, Amazon, Spark, any of those programs, that's all things that we're going to go ahead and talk about throughout the course of time, and many videos to come. So guys, I appreciate it if you like, subscribe, comment any videos. I would like to build a community, and I would like to build one that's positive and helps out. I get it, especially in the trucking industry. I know I like to talk shit on that CB radio too. Unfortunately, save that one for the CB. This one, let's go ahead and try to keep it as professional as we can. But guys, what I do want to go ahead and show you that I am working on, it is not up and running quite yet, but it will be sooner than later. But what I am working on is a tool to go ahead and help drivers as much as possible. Specifically, people who are owner-operator and or lease program, whether that be a lease or a lease purchase, doesn't really matter. Guys, here's what the sad fact is. A lot of trucking videos um, have a very common theme. Money is tight, money is not going well, it's difficult. All those things are true. But what really makes or breaks a driver in owning their own program, their own truck, whether that be lease, owning, lease purchase, whatever the case may be, it's not understanding money. Now I get it. It is so easy to say, "Hey, I manage I manage my money just fine," and you may very well do that. But if you are accurate on that and you are successful at money, you're the outlier. You're not the majority. And I tip my hat to you. Personally, I've always gone under the assumption that it's always good to get multiple perspectives on things. Otherwise, if you're just in an ecosystem where you're hearing what you want to hear and you just think what you want to think, yeah, it may be working for you today, but it may not work tomorrow. And so adaptability and just taking the information as best you can. Whatever works for you at the end of the day, I am happy for you. So if I say something that you disagree with, that's what the comment box is for, man, or woman, I guess I should say. Go ahead and let me know. I'm open to hearing, and I don't know everything. I just have a very wide background and was successful, and all those things. So I just want to share what worked for me, and you guys use or don't use what I used. Again, not legal advice, not financial advice. I'm just saying, the more knowledge you have, the better. So yeah, let me give you guys a sneak peek of what I'm working on. I am almost complete, but we're going to go ahead and get this going here very soon. I'm hoping in the next few days. Want to make sure that I work out all the kinks. But here we go. Alright guys, so what I am working on here is going to be a tool, right? This is my company. I went ahead and created it back when I was working on in logistics, and I owned my own truck. So Ram Logistics Solutions LLC. But now that I'm out of the truck, here is my tool that I've been working on. This is what I've noticed, and being in banking, that makes a difference for people. The budgeting tool, right? It's one thing to just keep receipts. That's good. I'm sure, I know for a fact that'll help you during tax season. But with this tool, you're going to actually be able to see what you're bringing in, and expenses and things like that, right? So right here, the budgeting tool, once you go ahead and make it, it'll go ahead and export it to a PDF. You can go ahead and email that to her yourself. You can go ahead and print it out. Guys, this is free to use. I, again, want to just go ahead and reiterate that knowledge is power. So, with having said that, I will make videos about how to go ahead and do a budgeting tool, but I just wanted to say that this is out here. You are able to go ahead and add lines if there's something on here that doesn't fit, or maybe there's something that I forgot. For instance, I would say that I will go back through and add showers, a couple of expenses, right? But at the end of the day, you are able to go ahead and add a column here. Now the nice part is, your budgeting tool is what is going to show you what you're doing in terms of costs, and it'll help you go ahead and budget. But then it's going to take this data and it's going to go into your balance sheet, right? It's going to be you're going to be able to see how much you're making versus how much you're spending. Here you're going to be able to see what you're spending money on, right? Now, I can tell you for a fact, working with ATBS when I was on the road, TurboTax, all those guys, they appreciate it very much when you are able to go ahead and just give them a sheet with the information that they're looking for, and you'll be able to track monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, however you want to go ahead and do it. At the end of the day, they care about monthly, but if you yourself want to go ahead and track it bi-weekly or weekly, more power to you. Knowledge is power. Let's see here. So we have the balance sheet, and like I said, more videos to come on what each one of these are. But this is a big one. This one I put a lot of time into working. Knowing your cents per mile is huge. And so what I'd like to do is, when I was working with a company, I was paid that 70-30 split. So I always knew exactly how much I was getting paid per load. So let's say, for example, I was getting paid $3,500, right? So I have that. This is going to break down how many miles the load, what the cents per mile was by plugging in how many miles. Let's say that, for example, I was going to, I don't know, let's do 2,500 miles. I ran a team truck, so usually that 2,500 miles was done in a couple of days. That doesn't so much matter, but then you put in certain things like how much load locks were going to cost me, because I ran my own truck, so sometimes I just had to sacrifice, but I did build that into my cost. Let's say we're going on a route that doesn't require any load locks, but maybe we reserved 2 parking spots for $20 a piece, etc., etc. So you get the point. You just go ahead and add these in here. Let's say a lumper fee was maybe $200, but I am going to get that reimbursed to me. So what this does is I'm finding out that I am making $1.40 per mile. That is my load cost. So now, of course, when you put more information in, it's going to give you more accurate information. I have $100 that are going to go ahead and come back to me. I did not put in like scale tickets and things like that. But if you did have that and it's going to be reimbursed, it'll go ahead and get reimbursed. Again, I know drivers, you guys are on the road, so printing out a PDF may not work for you until you get home. But the email can go ahead and email you a copy if you need to go ahead and shoot this over. And then when you're done, you just go ahead and clear it out, start over, change it, whatever you guys wanted to go ahead and do. But it'll allow you to go ahead and do that. So the difference being between CPM and total, easiest way to explain this, the $2.50 was just like an average. I just have that in there for now. You are able to go ahead and change that to whatever makes sense. And then the rate, I did 3,500 there, but that was COVID money time, so it could be whatever it needs to be. You are able to go ahead and change it. Knowledge is power, guys. I say that quite a bit. But what I want to go ahead and drive home is that this is not complete yet, which is why it's not on there. There are some fine little tweaks that I'm going to make here and there. It is going to be completely free to go ahead and use. There are going to be some paid perks. What I am trying to do is limit the costs as much as possible. That way you're able to go ahead and be successful and do what you do best. By doing that, I'm hoping that this really helps, but I don't want to wall this behind a paywall where you have to go ahead and pay money. The paying money, like we'll talk about that in a different video, but essentially all that is if you want me to go ahead and store the information for you, so that way later on you go ahead and export the data all at once. There's going to be some cool tools in there to go ahead and just see about tracking your profit and loss and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's it for this one. Guys, I appreciate you guys checking in. I can't wait to help out. I look forward again to those comments, share, subscribes, all that. Let's see if we can go ahead and get this channel to go ahead and ping in the algorithm. It not only is fun for me to go ahead and help out where I can, but also too it helps more people get reached, and hopefully everything helps out. And yeah, stay tuned, guys. Talk to you guys soon.